Come see us on tour in Dallas, Austin, Baltimore, Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, New York, Atlantic City, Levittown, Cohoes, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for the link for the cheapest tickets. More Americans on Ozempic go blind as doctors sound the alarm over potentially startling side effects. Potentially startling? Am I still thin, though? Yeah. Okay, then it's fine.
Wait, I thought ivermectin did that. Are you telling me that the one they all take is the one that makes you go blind?
I just can't believe they say it's potentially startling side effect. Well,
you knew it was too good to be true. You're not going to be startled.
What's the matter? You're not ready to be fully startled by that yet? What else has to happen? Do they have to inflate and explode like a scene from the 1980s movie or something like that? What else has to happen? Here we go. Read more. Officials are investigating the link between Ozempic and blindness. Really? Experts have sounded the alarm about blockbuster weight loss drugs like Ozempic leaving users blind. This is real. Several studies have linked the shots to conditions that cause inflammation and block blood flow to the eye, causing severe and sometimes permanent vision loss. Now, researchers have detailed 9 new reports of U.S. patients who went blind after taking semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic, on Mounjaro. So Ozempic and Mounjaro, respectively. But don't worry if you currently rely on Ozempic because, if you go blind, then you can't see the scale to find out how much you weigh. So that works. It works, right? One woman, in fact, injected 1 dose of semaglutide for her diabetes, and she woke up the next morning blind in the left eye. This prompted her to stop the medication for 2 months before her diabetes forced her to go back on it. 2 weeks after restarting, she lost vision in her right eye. So that's right. She went back on the drug that made her go blind in one eye, only to have it come and make her blind in the other eye because her doctor told her to do it. Would this go under a crime against humanity? I'm not sure.
Was it startling the second eye?
What? And one suffer. So, by the way, another woman who had been taking semaglutide for a year woke up one morning with a painless shadow over her left eye. Testing revealed blood vessels in her retina had become damaged, leading to blindness. And one suffered bleeding in his left eye after taking tirzepatide for a year. However, doctors told him to keep taking the drug due to a lack of evidence linking his condition to weight loss shots. You got to be kidding me. Okay, the researchers wrote in JAMA Ophthalmology last month that it's not clear exactly what could be causing the side effects.
Well, I don't know.
It's just
by the way,
it's just like what could we do when there's a wildfire in the city of Los Angeles? Nothing we could do. There's nothing. There's nothing we could do. There's climate change.
Yeah. By the way, Painless Shadow was my old goth band in high school.
The experts, get this, Kurt, the experts said while the exact cause is unclear, drugs like Ozempic rapidly lowering blood sugar levels could damage blood vessels in the eyes, leading to vision loss.
Well, I guess it could do that now that I think about it.
Yes.
What do you mean? Like, they're like, there's no connection. Then like, well, I guess it could be from this blood vessel that... What is this?
I mean, it could make you go blind, but don't you want to hear the compliments from all your friends at cocktail parties on how skinny you look?
Yeah.
Don't you want all the attention you'll get when someone is leading you to the bathroom?
Yo, Ray Charles got ass. I don't know if you saw that movie. That guy F's.
Yes. Just listen to your doctor, Kurt, because your doctor knows best, at least until you go deaf. Then you can't listen to him anymore.
Then pay attention to the code he taps on your...
Ozempic. I don't know whether the shit or go blind. The expert said while the exact cause is unclear, drugs like Ozempic, rapidly stimulating insulin and lowering blood sugar levels, could damage blood vessels. Last year, the American Academy of Ophthalmology issued a press release urging patients who have experienced vision loss while taking semaglutide to stop taking the drug and contact their doctor. However, the Academy did not recommend against taking the drugs altogether. So they don't recommend you stop taking the drug. Just stop taking the drugs till things get blurry again. Like when you know, like when you know when you've had enough alcohol to drink, kind of like that. Like, oh, this is real. The new report detailed the cases of 9 adults taking either semaglutide or tirzepatide. The average patient was 57, and the majority were women. The patients were from Utah, Minnesota, New York, West Virginia, and Ohio. The researchers found 7 patients were diagnosed with non-arteritic ischemic anterior optic neuropathy, a condition where blood flow to the optic nerve gets blocked. The optic nerve helps transmit visual information from the eye's retina to the brain. Oh, is that what the optic nerve does? I was wondering what the optic nerve does.
You're getting on my last nerve.
My last optic nerve.
Ozempic.
This leads to sudden vision loss in one or both of the eyes. This occurs in about 6,000 Americans every year, and it's most common in patients with diabetes, high blood pressure, and sleep apnea, and these conditions can damage blood vessels. One woman in her 50s developed this condition the day after her first semaglutide injection. She woke up the morning after the injection with painful vision loss in her left eye.
Painful vision loss?
Tests revealed swelling in her optic nerve and damaged blood vessels in her retina. The woman stopped taking semaglutide and her or Ozempic, and her vision had gone back to normal 2 months later. 2 weeks after restart, she went back and did it again.
What?
2 weeks after restarting semaglutide to control her diabetes, how about you just go down to 1 meal a day and you don't eat any carbohydrates or sugar? You ever think of doing that? You ever think of doing that since you have diabetes? You ever think of just eating 1 meal a day, make that no carbohydrates and no sugar? You ever think about doing that? You ever think about trying to control this with diet?
Doesn't work.
2 weeks after...
Doesn't work, not healthy.
Doesn't work. 2 weeks after restarting semaglutide to control her diabetes, the vision loss returned. You know, I have a brother who was pre-diabetic. And his doctor said, you know, if it gets any worse, you're going to have to start injecting yourself every day. Right? So he was on some kind of pills. And he said, if it gets worse, you're going to... And my brother is deathly afraid of needles. Needles and bees. And so he went down to one... True story. He went down to 1 meal a day. That's it. 1 meal a day. He lost all this weight. And now his blood sugar is under control. He didn't have to go on the shots.
You didn't have painful vision loss from that?
You don't get paid, yeah.
Needles and bees is my old punk band.
It's unclear if she stopped semaglutide a second time. So let me get this straight. So the problem happens when she takes the drug, and the problem stops when she stops taking the drug. But doctors are baffled at what the cause is, Kurt. Baffled.
How is it unclear?
Remember that baffling a doctor requires a lot of kickbacks from pharmaceutical companies. What's the going rate these days to baffle a doctor?
That should be a game show. There's a briefcase and you're like, baffle or no baffle?
Baffle or no baffle. A man in his 60s started experiencing painless blurred vision, which is better than painful blurred vision, in his right eye 10 months after starting semaglutide for diabetes. He had optic nerve swelling and flame hemorrhage bleeding into his retina. Though his symptoms resolved within a few weeks, he lost vision in his left eye as well. After 10 weeks after stopping semaglutide, vision in both eyes returned to normal. We're just baffled what this could be. This is baffling. Unbelievable. Absolute conclusive proof does not mean causality. Just so you know. Now, where do I collect my pharma check? In 2023, guess who? Oprah, who is 70, finally admitted to using an undisclosed GLP-1 to shed nearly 50 pounds after decades of yo-yo dieting. The admission came as a shock to fans, as Oprah initially denied using weight loss meds to slim down and even went as far as to slam the method as an easy way out.
You're going blind. You're going blind.
Oprah had to lie about that because she had an endorsement deal with Jenny Craig or some shit. You fat assholes don't understand business. I bet you that is why she lied.
Yeah, of course. Can't drink Pepsi if you work at Coca-Cola, and vice versa.
Was the Ozempic that she's taking, is that an adrenochrome chaser, or, you know?
That's what I don't get, because you would think she would have access to like way better things to slim down. Maybe
what? Hims
and herself or whatever that
Hims
was.
And hers,
Super Bowl
yeah. One woman in her 30s suffered swollen optic nerves and hemorrhages in both eyes 3 months after starting semaglutide. Most patients with this condition notice their vision improving within days or weeks of stopping semaglutide. One man, however, who developed hemorrhaging had vision improvements without stopping, so doctors advised him to stay on it. I'd love to be in the courtroom just to hear the judge bring the case down on those doctors. I mean, even if I couldn't see them anymore.
Yeah, with the case of them not being convicted, because guess what? You'd be convicting the entire medical system of how they do every single thing every single time.
I think these guys are going to start doing the Luigi two-step, if you know what I'm talking about. I mean, if they make it to court. So the researchers said that the results showed associations between weight loss drugs and blindness, though they can't prove causation. Conclusive proof is not causation. Roughly 6% of Americans, 15 million, report using some form of weight loss shot. Really? Since their approval in mass circulation, patients have reported a number of unexpected side effects linked to various weight loss drugs. Black box warnings for Ozempic include that it may increase the risk of developing thyroid tumors. The label also warns about the risk of developing stomach paralysis, which can lead to nausea, vomiting, and malnutrition. Other individuals have reported developing problems with suicidal thoughts, sexual dysfunction, and hair loss. I'm skinny, but I'm also bald. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up. Wow. All I can keep saying is wow. Why would somebody suffering from sexual dysfunction have suicidal thoughts? That's nonsense. That just frees them up to do other stuff all day, like, looking out the window.
My hair had suicidal thoughts when I was younger.
Yeah. Look, there it is. That's so much easier than doing a few sit-ups and eating a salad. I got to tell you. My life is so much better now that I'm blind.
Looks like a Tide marker.
I mean, who wants to see this ugly world anyway, right? That's amazing. That's what they do instead of, diet and exercise.
There's got to be a better way, Jimmy. Hims and hers.
Hims and hers.
It's us against Big Pharma.
Hey, have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? Well, recently I saw a video he made. I saw the video, and I was shocked. He's in his 80s, and he's still kicking butt and working out and staying active. What's even more shocking is he's even stronger. He can work out longer and even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. He did this by making one change. He says he still feels like he's in his 50s. His wife even started doing this one thing too, and she's never felt better. She says she feels 10 years younger. Her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day. Chuck made a special video that explains everything. Make sure you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/Jimmy or by clicking on the link below this video. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/Jimmy, and click on the link in this description below to watch the video. You won't believe how simple it is. Just a reminder, the legendary Chuck Norris is a whopping 84 years old and yet has more energy than I do. He discovered he could create dramatic changes to his health simply focusing on 3 things that sabotage our body, or do you say sabotage, as we age. Watch his method by clicking the link in the description box below, chuckdefense.com/Jimmy. Come see us on tour in Dallas, Austin, Baltimore, Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, New York, Atlantic City, Levittown, Cohoes, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for the link for the cheapest tickets.